Hi, my name is Mike Acerbo. And if I had to describe my act, I would say it's indie alternative folk music and with a bit of an ethereal twist to it. I guess if I had to compare myself, I'd say it's like Fleetwood Mac meets Kate Bush, meets Tori Amos, meets Simon and Garfunkel. There's a little bit of all of my influences in there, but it's got all of those sounds kind of meshed into one. I started writing poetry when I was a teenager. I would say that was really my first passion. I was almost obsessive compulsive about it. I wrote all the time. And I was working at a day camp at one point and bumped into a musician there named Jen Louie, and she played piano. And she heard me singing one day, and she's like, you know, you should bring your poetry to work sometime, and I'll play some piano, and you can sing your poetry over my piano. And so that's how it started. And once we wrote our first song, I was off to the races. I kind of thought, this is what I want to do. So poetry was out, and songwriting was in. I think early on, I drew from my own personal experiences. I kind of had a difficult childhood, lost a lot of people growing up, and my mom passed away of cancer, and I had a best friend pass away, and my brother died, and there was a very dark period in my life where I was kind of confused and pretty sad, and that's where I look to write all of my early songs. And so a lot of the stuff that you'll hear tonight references that. As I got older and I started to listen to more folkier music like Patty Griffin, I was able to then figure out how to start writing songs about other people's lives. So it became less about what I was trying to express and more about telling other people's stories, which I enjoy doing also. Hands down, it's Fleetwood Mac. I grew up listening to them, loving them. I know every single one of their songs and records, like from back to front.
If you could choose a
favorite record?
Yeah, what would
it constantly changes, but I would have to say right now it's Rumors, which is like everybody's favorite, right? I know I could probably be a little more original than that. But yeah, they're at the top of my list, followed by Kate Bush and Joni Mitchell, Patty Griffin, The Smiths, The Cure. Right now I'm really into Jonesy. I think he's terrific, so I kind of go all over the place musically. That's a good question. I mean, I'm excited that everybody's going to hear all of them, so I would just have to say all of them. I guess one in particular, I don't know, maybe Trilby, because I have the video for that right now, and we have a horn player tonight, so it's totally going to be rocking. I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I pretty much have done all of this on my own, and it's been terrific. And that means that I produced the record on my own, I mean, with a lot of help from, the musicians that I worked with. But I was able to record the songs that I wanted, the way that I wanted to, and create the soundscape that I wanted to, which I'm really excited about and proud of. And also develop, my own shtick, my own image, which is, I don't know if you've seen CD or looked at my website, but I kind of went with like a dark fairy tale kind of feel, which I think it all mixes and matches. So I was able to this all comes from me. It's my own perspective as an artist. I don't know that if I were signed, I would have been able to express myself that way. On the other hand, I'm totally broke. And it's very difficult when you're not signed because you don't have all the money behind you, pushing you, and getting you out there. So, but I have to say, this is my dream, and I'm totally happy. Whether 15 people hear it or 15 million people hear it, it really doesn't matter. So. Let me think about that. Early on, obviously, I did see Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks, but I have to say, a couple of performances, I saw Tori Amos when I was in college, and she was just by herself by the piano, and it was amazing, totally moved me. And I also saw the Waterboys. I don't know if you know that band. They were like a 1980s Irish rock band. I saw them at Beacon Hall, and they just blew my brains away. and it was an awesome concert from start to finish. And I mean, I have to say those are a couple of concerts that inspired me to want to kind of get out there and perform. It was very slow. I started 10 years ago, and I actually gave up. And literally, when I started again, I took all the tracks that I began 10 years ago and started working with those. So on my album, there are tracks from 2001, 2003, 2009 through 2011. So it was a very slow, steady, sometimes arduous process, and I took my time because financially I couldn't afford to just do it all at once. And the process just dictated itself. So, and I wanted to take my time also so that each song got the attention that it deserved. So I'm pretty pleased with the results, and I don't mind the fact that it took that long. It's just kind of a part of my life process as well. Yeah. Well, I certainly hope you listen to and like my music. It's a terrific album, and I would definitely suggest buying the actual physical copy of the CD.
Yeah, the artwork is.
Yeah, have you seen the physical?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like this. It's a big. I should show it to you. I should actually, if you're gonna show it. But yeah, it's got beautiful artwork. It has poetry in there that I wrote, and an old-fashioned lyric sheet, which seems to have disappeared with the invention of iTunes. And I would say to listen to the album as a whole because it definitely tells a story, and it's kind of like albums used to be. At least that was my intention. So I hope that that's what your viewers will get when they listen to it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.